What? You guys say hi? You guys say hi? Say hi. Hi everyone. I'm Jackson. I'm Jackson. I'm new to this world. Come here often. Hi everyone, it's Caitlyn here. So this is a long overdue video of you guys being able to meet Jackson. But this video is going to be a little bit talking about my labor and delivery experience, how he's doing, all of that, like how we're adjusting to a newborn in the house. So that's all going to be included in this video. Once again, I'm very sorry for the audio. I haven't been in this makeup room lately in order to put stuff on the walls and get that echo to go away, but I will eventually. I promise you. So first off, I'm going to start talking about my labor and delivery experience. So as you guys know, I gave birth on March 4th at 9 in the morning. 9:08 to be exact. But that morning at about, let's say, I think it was 1:30 or 2 in the morning, and I was very irritated, like just wanted to go to bed, just super tired. And so I went up to bed. Matt came up later, and then I yelled at him to come up to bed. Like I was so angry that he was not in bed and cuddling me. So when I was in bed and he came up, I just like finally, like, now I can go to sleep. And then all of a sudden I had this unbelievable cramped poop, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna get the shits. I just know it. So I got up, went downstairs, went to the bathroom, sat down, couldn't poop for the life of me. Like it felt like I was gonna have a liquid hot lava coming out of my butthole, but it didn't. And I just went back upstairs, crawled into bed. Matt was like, are you okay? Do you want to go to the hospital? I was like, no, I just want to go to sleep. I'm so tired. I just want to go to sleep. And I hummed and hawed and groaned because my tummy was hurting and it was just really bad pain. And I was like, okay, we should go to the hospital. We should definitely go to the hospital. So we got all packed up. The pain just sudden onset, like every few minutes, like incredible poop cramps. So I started timing them once we got in the vehicle and we're heading to the hospital. And they were 2 minutes apart, 1.5 minutes long. So back when I did my hospital tour, they said because we live out of town that we should head into the hospital when the contractions are 7 minutes apart for 1 minute long. Well, my body decided that it didn't want to do that, and it started at 2 minutes apart, 1.5 minutes long. So I was in active labor immediately, no buildup, and apparently they call that precipitous or precipitate labor, and I was not prepared for that. So I passed through first and second stage of labor and went straight into active labor. Like I could have pooped him out on the highway, but our hospital's an hour away, so what I did, I had to distract my mind while I was in the vehicle. So like for some reason I was laying back, I have a big coat on, and I was just zipping my zipper up and down whenever a contraction would happen. And because they were just like back to back, it was just constant me zipping my zipper to like distract my mind. I was tensing my legs up, trying not to push, trying not to give too much strain to my abdomen and accidentally poop them out on the highway. So we finally got to the hospital. When we got in there, we got to the room, like the labor and delivery ward. And the nurse checked me, and I don't think that nurse was correct because I couldn't sit still. My contractions at 2 minutes apart, 1.5 minutes long, excruciating pain. Like it just felt like someone had kicked me in the box, and I was having like really bad diarrhea. Like I can't even explain the uncomfortable feeling that contractions were. Like, I'm sure, like, I don't know, but if I would have been able to build up, like, at, like, 10 minutes apart, like, 7 minutes apart, then 5 minutes apart, and I got to 2 minutes, I'm sure it wouldn't have been as painful. I don't know, because I've never done this before. And my first time, precipitous labor, and freaking 2 minutes apart, right from the get-go, active labor, like, It was excruciating. The worst 2 hours I've ever had in my whole life. Like, unbelievable pain. So, as I was saying, when we got to the hospital, the nurse that checked me, I think she was wrong because I could not sit still because of the pain. So I was like rocking back and forth, side to side, like just trying to get through these contractions. And when she had checked my dilation, she said I was only 4 centimeters, which I don't believe that was right, because for 2 weeks I was 4 centimeters dilated, and then bam, went right into active labor, and I'm still 4 centimeters. But then when we went to the actual delivery room and they checked me, I was 10 centimeters. So I think that first nurse was wrong, and when I got there I was 10 centimeters, but kind of happy that she said that I was 4 centimeters, because when I got into the labor room, I just wanted the epidural. I wanted it so bad, and I'm sure if she would have checked me and I was 10 centimeters, they probably wouldn't have let me have the epidural, and I would have had to poop them out. So all I wanted was that epidural. Nothing else could happen. No one could talk to me. Just like yes and no answers. And it sucked because they have to ask every nurse that came in had to ask what pills I was taking. Did I take this? Did I take this? How are you feeling? Yada yada yada. And all I could do was like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, okay. Like it was just very short. I was very short with people, and I'm very sad that I was short with people. And all I wanted was the anesthesiologist to come in and to give me the epidural. As you guys know, when I did my little talk through about the hospital bag, I included a bathing suit. Did not even get to use the bathing suit. When we got into that room, Matt went to the bathroom. He turned on the tub. He was like all prepared and super amazing, because I wanted to go in that tub. Nothing else mattered. I wanted to be in that tub. But now that I was in labor and he was coming, all I wanted was the epidural. But once the epidural goes in, I can't be up and moving and walking around. So as soon as the tub was filled and I was gonna be going in, anesthesiologist came in, and I was like, okay, screw the tub, get that needle in me. And then again, we had him go through, did you have this pill? Have you had this pill? Have you had this pill? Like every single pill in my medication list, they had to go through and make sure that I had or didn't have. And apparently, I don't remember this, as he was like asking me those questions, I just said, can you hurry up and stick this fucking thing in me? And Matt told me that. I don't remember saying that, and I feel so bad that I swore at him, because he was going to give me sweet relief in just a few minutes, and I was just a dick. So yeah, can't judge me for what I say when I'm in labor, right? Right. Now, once that was in, I didn't know that it would take like 5 minutes to get the needle in me and prepped and everything. Apparently that's the fastest that they've seen him do it, so thank God for that. Then I thought once that needle was in, I was gonna get complete relief. Not gonna happen. Like, I could not believe that I sat still for that epidural with two minute contractions, like a minute and a half contractions, 2 minutes apart. Like, I could not believe that I sat still, because I was rocking side to side. Like, I had a huge bruise on my arm from just the IV, because I couldn't sit still for her to be able to do it. But something in me just pulled together. It was like, okay, you have to sit still, you're gonna get relief, just let him get the needle in, and it'll be all smooth sailing from there. So I managed to sit still for those 5 minutes. I swear I ripped Matt's arms off him while it was happening, because he had to pull me forward so that I would sit still and stretch out my spine. Then once it was in and settled, I laid down, and I was still feeling the contractions, which sucked because I thought I would get sweet relief. So I asked them, I was like, I still feel the contractions, what's going on? They said it's gonna take about 15 minutes for it to kick in. So I had to lay on one side for like about 5-ish minutes. And then I had to flip to the other side once that one side was numb. So it was like a process. You had to flip from side to side in order to get it numb, which sucked because the contractions were too close together and so painful. Once the epidural was all set, I was smooth sailing from there. Like, I just wanted to nap. Apparently, like, when I was in active labor, well, I was in active labor, I don't know what I'm saying, but before I got the epidural, I said to Matt, he's gonna be the only child. I'm not doing this again, can't do it. which I can completely understand looking back on it now, because I didn't have a buildup of contractions. It was just ready, set, go, here it is. Like, it's happening. And it was so painful, so painful. But the epidural was good, and I'm so happy with that, because then I got to relax and hang out and pretty much waited until my actual OB came in to deliver him. So from about, I'd say 4 until 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I was just relaxing, and we made all the calls to family so all of them could come and be in the waiting room. Hi. And so I just hung out and relaxed while family was hanging out as well. Then once my OB actually came on, we decided it was time to push, because I was 10 centimeters for a long time, but I was relaxed and calm and just so happy at that moment. Then when my OB came in, I believe she came in at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I could be wrong, but I had about 20 minutes or 30 minutes of pushing before he was born, so not very long. It was, I didn't feel anything but like a little bit of pressure, like nothing compared to the contractions. So a little bit of pressure I could take compared to the contractions. And yeah, 20 to 30 minutes, this little baby was out, and I was a mom. I'm a mom. And yeah, so that's a little bit about my labor and delivery story. I didn't keep the placenta. We let that get tossed out. I thought about taking it and encapsulating it so that I could take pills and help it out, but because of my anxiety and depression, apparently I did a bunch of research, and because of the hormones with my lack of thyroid and having to take hormone supplement pills, can really throw my body out of whack and could cause some serious postpartum depression. So I wasn't ready to risk that because of already having depression and anxiety. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about my labor and delivery other than it was traumatic and excruciating pain. They say that once you have your first baby, the next baby's faster, and then the next baby's faster. I'm not looking forward to that, because I'm going to be doing the hospital here in town that's 5 minutes down the road, which I didn't want to do because it was like a vet clinic, because my first labor was precipitous and I was ready to poop him out on the highway drive. So the second one, if it's faster than that, I'm probably going to poop him out on the drive to the hospital anyways. I could be wrong, but a lot of people say, even the doctors say, that the next one's faster, the next one's faster. So hopefully they're wrong and I actually get like a normal labor and get the slow buildup of the first and second stage, instead of just bam, here's last stage of labor, here's your baby. A little bit about this month that we've had with him and settling in with the newborn and getting used to being with a newborn has been tough. I run good on lack of sleep, but with the 2 to 3 hour intervals of him sleeping and then waking up to feed and change and all that has really messed up my sleep cycle. And I was just super grumpy I have hiccups. I was super grumpy the first week, which sucked. But slowly he's been getting a bit better. He seems to eat during the day, like 12, 3, 6, and 9. And then when I put him to bed at about 9:30, 10 o'clock for his last feeding, he sleeps until about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, which is awesome. And then he wakes up again at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then it's just the cycle again. So nighttime is pretty okay now, but it was pretty rough in the beginning because he was just crying and eating and sleeping and pooping. He's a pretty content baby. Like, as you guys can see, he's sleeping right now. This is pretty much what he does. Like, he'll scream bloody murder when he pees and then stop right after. Or he'll wake up and cry a little bit or cough a bit, and I know to feed him. So other than that, he's pretty comfy, pretty cuddly, just wants to chill baby, which is awesome because, yeah, that's all I want to do with him, is just cuddle and chill. Now, a little bit about him. He has incredible neck strength. When he was born and they put him on my chest, he was already lifting up his head and looking around and stuff and just like getting his motor skills ready. And now at a month, he's really good at like, as you guys can see, he just like throws his head up. He'll look around and just experience all the sights around him, which is ridiculous. And he's already getting some strength in his legs. Like when I have to lift him up to burp him, he's like pushing his feet up and like trying to hold himself up, and I'm just like, slow down, buddy, you're only a month old. You need to chill. Mama needs her baby fix before you get up and start crawling and walking. Yeah. So development in that, he is pretty good. I'm pretty sure he's going to be early walker and crawler and all that. You're going to get into all sorts of trouble really quick, aren't you? Yeah. You're going to keep Mama busy, aren't you? Yeah. In the beginning, I had to formula feed and breastfeed what I could because my milk didn't come in until about day 5, and boy did it come in with vengeance. My boobs were twice the size, rock hard, and so sore. Like, so sore. If I'm late on a feeding, like 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, if it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock, my boobs are so swollen and so hard, and they just want him to eat because they hurt. Thankfully, he's a good eater and eats a lot, so I don't have to pump afterwards. He just sucks them dry. Yeah, as you guys can tell, he's a blondie. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have blue eyes like his daddy, which I'm really hoping, because I don't want to muddy up the gene pool with my brown hair and brown eyes. I'd really like a blonde hair, blue eyed baby, that's for sure. So they say, like, you can't be too sure because when they're born, they're obviously, all babies' eyes are like a bluish gray. Hi! All babies' eyes are like a bluish gray, and then eventually it'll set up to the actual color later on, about like 6 or 9 months or something like that. But I really hope they're blue. They look like they're gonna be blue. So have blue eyes, baby. Please have blue eyes. Yeah. According to this page that I'm looking at, as I was talking about, he's now starting to hold up his head and get better strength with his neck. He's been doing that since birth, which is ridiculous because now when I'm feeding him or holding him when he's awake, I have to like have a good grip because he's just like constantly a wiggle worm wanting to look around and experience everything. But right now he's pretty milk drunk, so he's pretty content. That is why I'm filming this right now, because if I didn't feed him first, he would be squirmy and all over the place, and I wouldn't be able to just hang out and talk to you guys. The next one is exploring extremities. So at birth, your baby had no idea. His arms and legs were attached. It's all changing now, and he starts exploring his body. So hands and feet. Okay. Haven't really noticed that. Like, he'll go and grasp his hands together. He doesn't really look at them or look at his feet, but he does grasp at his extremities, so I'm guessing that's part of it. He is kind of good about soothing himself, so I've been doing the soother with that, because at moments where he's just fussy and he just doesn't want to eat, he doesn't need to be changed, he doesn't want to be held, he just, it seems like he wants to eat, but he just spits out my boob and he won't continue to eat. So I'll put a soother in his mouth and just bob him around, and eventually he'll just sit there sucking on the soother, looking at everything and just relaxing. So he's slowly getting better at soothing himself. I've done the laying him in his bassinet beside my bed when it's bedtime, and sometimes he'll coo or he'll randomly scream out, and I'll give it about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and he'll just be done, and then he'll go right back to sleep, which is nice because I didn't want to be the one who would constantly be right at his side, every cry, every coo, every whimper, and just pick him up immediately, because that wouldn't help him with getting a sleep pattern established. But I'm not neglecting my baby. I take care of my baby. I make sure that it's no longer than 3 minutes that he's been fussy or anything like that. He hasn't been uncontrollable crying ever through this whole month. It'll just be like a random scream and then some whimpers. He hasn't bawled his eyes out and I'm sitting there for 3 minutes beside him watching him cry. It hasn't been that. It's just like whimpers and coos and tossing and turning and some random screams. But then he'll soothe himself and he'll go right back to sleep, or I'll pick him up and then I know he needs his diaper changed or he needs to be burped and he's just fussy. So yeah, there's that. Your 1-month-old may gurgle, coo, grunt, and hum to express his feelings. I definitely hear the coo when he's sleeping. Sometimes randomly when he's sleeping, he'll smile and then he'll start like that's what it sounds like. He like laughs when he's smiling, and it's super creepy at night because he'll be sleeping in his bassinet and then all of a sudden I'll just start hearing him like just start laughing out of nowhere, and it creeps mommy out because I think there's someone in the room. It's creepy. Okay, kid? It's super creepy that you laugh in your sleep. You know that? I'm super happy though when he starts like being awake and smiling and laughing, because I swear he's gonna have like the guttiest, deep Seth Rogen laugh, and it's gonna be amazing because I'm really looking forward to like his personality coming out, the laugh coming out, him starting to actually like smile at us and engage with us. I'm looking forward to that so freaking much. Music, I don't really know much because like in the morning when he's fussy, we'll pop on some music and like Space Oddity and Space Jam and Africa and just all those silly songs. We'll pop those on just for shits and giggles because we think it's funny to like sing to him those songs. And with that, he doesn't seem to engage too much in the songs. It doesn't seem to soothe him or anything. It's just, I feel like it's just for us. We're just putting it on just for us. Videos and movies and stuff, I do notice that like when we're watching something on YouTube or just watching something on Netflix, he does seem to look at the TV, maybe because it's super bright or maybe the colors, I'm not sure, but he is like looking at them and just excited about it all. Oh, I lost my webpage. You're so freaking cute. Yes, you are. You're Mama's little man, aren't you? Sorry about that. So, yeah, that's really it about my labor and delivery, about how he's doing, how he's developing, maybe a little bit about me. I wore Depends, like the lady briefs, for 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks after, like, I think I've been maybe a week now without wearing the Depends or a pad because I was still bleeding and still having the after bleed and all of that. The pain of being kicked in the vagina did not go away until about week 3, I'd say. So I've been about a week without having to take Tylenol or any pain medication to get rid of that pain of heaviness and soreness in my vajayjay. So I'm really happy about that and excited that that pain has gone away, the bleeding has gone away, and I can just be myself now and wear the clothes I want, which I really can't wear the clothes I want because I have to breastfeed, and I don't really have a lot of breastfeeding tanks or breastfeeding clothes. So I've just been dealing with being in my sleep gown, lifting it up, feeding him, or wearing a tank top and just pulling it down under my boob and feeding him. So all my cute clothing I haven't really been able to wear, and I probably won't be able to wear until you're older and I stop breastfeeding, which I think I'm going to breastfeed until he's about a year old, or as long as my milk's going to stay. I haven't been working out because I have my 1-month appointment in a couple weeks, and once I do that appointment, then I'm going to ask her if it's okay that I start working out again and everything's a-okay, because I didn't want to push myself or strain myself and start bleeding again and be in pain. So I've been kind of like lazy and blah. One thing that I was super excited about when I left the hospital, as you guys know, when I was full term and ready to poop him out, I was my heaviest at 215 or 220, and that was at almost 40 weeks pregnant. I gave birth to him at 39 weeks and 6 days. So I was 215, let's just say. Then when I left the hospital after having him, I decided to weigh myself just to see how much weight was him, the placenta, all of that. And when I stepped on the scale, I was 194, so I dropped a significant amount of weight. Then a week later, 2 weeks later, I'm now sitting at 186, I believe. I weighed myself yesterday morning. It was 186, so I'm now pre-pregnancy weight, and now I just am waiting to get back to working out so I can get back down to my lovely weight of 155, 160, because I was super happy at that weight. I felt good, I felt healthy and energetic. So I'm just waiting for the A-OK to start working out so I can get back down to that. Yeah. I know I just pooped out a baby. I just gained all that weight for 9 months, and I shouldn't stress myself out about losing the weight or all of that because I just had a baby, but I don't care. I want to be healthy for me and him, and that's what I want. I want to get back down to that weight. I want to start working out, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to achieve it. It's going to happen. Yeah. I'm really not sure what else to talk to you guys about with this. Like I said, I did my labor and delivery. I talked about him and his development, talked about my postpartum, all of that jazz. Yeah. I didn't get an episiotomy. I got a few little stitches because there was a little bit of scratches, not tears. I didn't have any tears. There were just a few little cuts that they wanted to make sure that they didn't like open up or cause some more problems. So they stitched, I think, two of them up, and they were just on like my labia, just the outside of my vagina. So I didn't feel anything because I was numb from the epidural. I don't feel anything now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my vagina looks the same. I looked at it the other day and it seems to look the same. It hasn't changed, so that's a bonus because I was super worried about pooping them out and just having like a destroyed vagina. Yeah, that didn't happen, so I'm excited about that, but I'm not sure what else to talk to you guys about. I know I keep repeating myself and constantly saying this, but yeah. So that's my little information about me, life with a newborn, my 1-month-old Jackson, and I guess I can show you guys him now, but he is super sleepy, so he's just gonna be curled up in a ball and just a little wiggle butt, But this is Jackson. This is my baby. This is Jackson. You saying hi to everyone? I would like you to meet Jackson. Jackson Alexander Campbell. He is a month old now. He is cute. He is cuddly. And he is sleepy. You're so sleepy, aren't you? You're just so sleepy. Yes, you are. But everyone wanted to meet you because they saw you growing inside of me for 9 months. Yeah. And now they get to finally meet you. See, this is my little baby boy, Jackson. Oh. Are you gonna wake up now? Are you gonna wake up so they can meet you? Hi. Hello, precious. I'm gonna turn around so they can see you. I'm gonna turn around so they can see you. Yeah. This is my baby Jackson. Everyone's so excited to meet you. Yeah. They love you just as much as I do. And he's back asleep. Go figure. So I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this little chit chat of life with a 1-month-old, life with a newborn, my labor and delivery, my postpartum, everything. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe to my channel to watch more and more. Oh, what's wrong, baby? Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe to my channel to watch more and more. Oh, as well as turn on the notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. And I will see you guys at his 2-month update, and you will see him and how he's changed as well. Hi. Oh, you're so fussy now. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, stay beautiful, okay? Bye. Go say bye, Jackson? Go say bye? Here. Bye.